Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the G-Lew Show. I am G-Lew, aka G-Lew. This is Friday Night Live. Tonight we got a special guest. We're gonna talk some music and a lot of good stuff. So, everyone, it's the G-Lew Show, Friday Night Live, Friday Night interviews. DJ Universoul Groove is in the building. Let's go. Jay, once again, I am G-Lew. Everyone, welcome to the G-Lew Show. This is Friday Night Live, and we are back for another spill, another spin around the globe. And tonight we got a very special guest. Um, some people know him. He sometimes is in the chat. He joins the show when we go live a lot. You know what I mean? Jamming to the grooves. Always gives his input because he is a DJ. So without any further ado, let me bring my guy into the show. He is here, DJ Universoul Groove.
What up, Bishop?
What's up, bro? What's up?
What's up, homie?
How's everybody?
My sound effects right. What's up, brother? How you doing tonight?
I'm good, man. I'm glad I'm on the show, man. I really like what you do, man. I've been following along, and I love all the people that you have in the chat always. It's awesome, man.
Definitely. Now tell the people who you are, like, DJ Universoul Groove. I had to get it straight because it rolls off the tongue a little loosely and differently, but you here, so tell the people who we got, man. Who are you, bro?
Yeah, man. I heard many different versions, bro. It's like University of the Groove, Universal of the Groovesters, Universal Soul Groove. It's just Universal Groove, baby. That's it. Just Universal Groove.
That part. Tell us a little about Universal Groove, man. How do we come up with the name? How do we come up with the whole get down of what you do before we get into, your story and, just tell us a little bit about you.
Man, I've been DJing for a long time, man. DJing for about 15 years. Started off as DJ Guns and Buns. I don't know if anybody knows that one. That's like way back right there. I started doing Universal Groove. The name came up with a friend, my friend Rachel. She kind of had the Universal part, and then I added the groove to it. But initially, we started off as a group, man. We started off as Sounds of the Ghetto. And it was me and my cousin DJing together. We were known as that group. And then he kind of wanted to do different things and, kind of take some time off and retire. So we changed the name to Universal Groove. And like I said, I was going by DJ Guns and Buns for the longest time, man. A lot of people knew me by that. And but it's funny, man. I had like Guns and Buns on everything, like stickers. I had it on my laptop. I had it everywhere. And I was rolling with that for a long period of time, but everyone would just call me Universal Groove or Groove or Universal. So I was like, damn, man, I might as well just change it up. And that's pretty much where I just kind of stuck with it. Just go with Universal Groove.
Universal Groove. And tell us the meaning, because to me, when I hear Universal Groove, you being a DJ, I imagine, just sounds of the universe, like, mad sounds. Like, tell us about that. What's behind Universal Groove, if you can?
Yeah, I mean, with Universal, man, it just kind of applies to everything, So I love playing hip hop. I love playing, dance, oldies, funk. Like that's the stuff that I love. 90s hip hop, R&B. So it just applies to everything, It's just a groove, So Yeah, but I grew up with a lot of different music, man. I grew up with like a lot of rock. I'm a big metal fan, big rock fan. That's like my first love right there. But
Right.
also had the hip hop background growing up in the 90s, all that, Theo 92.3, the beat stuff, like all that was like huge, Power 106, the house music. Like I loved it all. So that name pretty much just kind of wraps it all in one. Like it's just everything, all the above.
Right. Do you go back to the K-Day days or just not that far?
That was like a little bit before my time, but like I know what's up. Like all those guys, like they were spinning. What was that one? I forget his name right now, but he was a big deal. Like the spinners you're talking about, like they're
Mix
spinning all that, like
K-Day
all the
mix
hip
match.
hop.
Yeah. The mix
Yeah,
master came from there. Dre, Julio G,
Leo G,
Tony G,
Tony G. That's what I'm thinking about.
yeah. Shout out
Yeah,
Tony
that
G.
was a little bit before my time. I don't know if I mean I was pretty much when I was growing up, it was like for me, it was like 92.3, Theo,
Yeah.
and then like Power 106, it was like a big deal back then.
Right. Shout out to Theo, another DJ. I'm like you. I come up in the DJ game. My father was a DJ. You know what I mean? DJ'd on radio, clubs, everything. So it's just been in my life, my whole life. You know what I'm saying? Spinning. My brother was a DJ. I just had the turntables, the techniques in the room. You know what I mean? All that. So it's just my life as well. But going back to the DJs, like I said, K-Day, or like you said, it may be too far back for some people. They know it's the new K-Day, but 1580 K-Day was incredible. Greg Mack, everything they did. But like you said, 92.3, the beat was really instrumental and monumental in the 90s, like you said, for us coming up in LA, man. KKB, the KKBT, the beat, whatever, 92.3, who had Theo in the afternoon. You know what I mean? Theo did his thing. The ladies loved him. Then we had Julio G would come on at night. You know what I mean? And it was just incredible. Like you said, the soundtrack for the streets. DJ Quick would do all those drops for Theo. Those were legendary, right?
Oh yeah, dude. I was trying to play some of those. Like they have them online. I was trying to cut them up and like just bust them out, because he had like some really killer like intros, outros, all kinds of stuff he was doing. That was cool.
Man, it was incredible. Quick was legendary for that shit. Like some of that music Quick was doing for Theo should have been like on albums. You know what I mean? Like,
well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I was
yeah,
trying to really cut it up and like really cut it up and like make a track out of it.
yeah. I see it online too. I've checked out. They got a lot of those drops online. You can pull them up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing about the internet now, that we can go back and get a lot of this stuff, classic stuff from the radio. Even on the beat they had Eazy-E had his show, Ruthless Radio. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Which was legendary at the time. No one that did that. And like you said, going to Power 106 as well, the Baker Boys. You know what I mean? Everything they did. Power 106 was instrumental and still doing it. So shout out to Power 106. But yeah, radio in the 90s was crazy, man.
It was crazy. Yeah. I mean, I remember like at night it was like Power Tools and
Yeah.
at Deep House. That was like always something too. Like that whole music movement with the Rebels and all that stuff back then. It was crazy, bro.
Yeah. And
Crazy
I'm like
time.
you too. I come up, like you said, all genres of music. Music I love. I have my metal days. Like I had a big brother, who taught me a lot. And he was in the metal back in the day. You know what I mean? And KLOS, was the station for all that. You know what I mean? So I love all the great bands, Rush, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. Of course, Ozzy, Black Sabbath and all that, man. Legendary groups. So and we had, like you said, the house music stage, all of it, man, was instrumental in the soundtrack if you came up, you know what I mean, in LA. Who were some of your I don't want to say inspirations, but DJs, since you are a DJ, were there any DJs specifically that you looked up to?
Damn, man. Fuck. I loved DJ Chucky. That was like when I first started DJing. DJ Chucky was big. He was doing like the house remixes.
Right.
I was drawing blanks right now, but the guy that passed away in the plane crash, or was it a plane crash? No, he OD'd, but he was with Travis Barker. Oh fuck, I forget his
Oh,
name right now.
me too. I'm trying to think. I know you're speaking on, but I'm trying to think of his name.
That dude was incredible, man. Like he was just doing stuff that was just like out of control. DJ AM, that's what it is. DJ AM.
Yeah.
DJ AM, man, when like listen to like a lot of his stuff, like I mean, he was just way ahead of his time because it just wasn't really like stuff like that. Like now it's like pretty common. You hear like the remixes, you hear like the things that he was doing. That type of DJ right there is like amazing. Jazzy Jeff, I love that guy. Like every time he plays, he just kind of has like that soul hip hop. Like he just has a nice blend. I love his stuff. Jordan Lee, I watched a lot of Jordan Lee. You know that guy. I mean, he's killer too.
Right.
So some of those DJs really are like the ones that I watch now. But growing up, I don't know, like growing up, I was more into like the rock stuff, you know.
Right.
And it wasn't very in my neighborhood. It wasn't very common to have a DJ. My cousin was a DJ, so you know, I guess I could look up to him, DJ Equinox. I mean, he was like the one in the family, like rolling around, you know, DJing, and we would check him out. But other than that, like, I got into it really because of him. You know, he was like, you know, come, I'll teach you what's up. You know, come through. I'll help you. You know, so from that point, I love music. So he pretty much kind of laid the foundation for me doing what I'm doing now. You know.
Right. And how did it go from you to like what was your start? What did you start on as far as DJing? Like your startup kit, say per se.
Yeah, I had like a Newmark mix deck. It had like everything. It had like everything. It had the iPod hookup, the CDs, the digital hookup. It had everything. That was the first thing I played off of, and because that's really the only thing I could afford. Like I said, my cousin had the turntables, and I wasn't about to do all that. I wasn't about to buy all the vinyl and all that stuff. Like he already had it all, so it was like, you know, just learn, you know, just try to figure it out. So I bought like that little mix deck, little digital deck. Just started learning on that.
Right.
Eventually, I got some techniques, and now I'm kind of using like the Rain 12 now.
Right.
And I got some vinyls and all that stuff. I got all that, but really, I love the digital, bro. Like digital for me is it's just endless, man. Like it's endless. I have a lot of vinyl, but it's just like, I don't know, man. I just love the digital stuff just because I can mess around with it, toy around with it, you know, remix it.
Right.
But yeah, I started off with digital back in, I was looking at it like 2011, 2012. So
Okay.
that's kind of when I started. It was like that big, like the house music was kind of taking over at that point, like all the Pitbull and all that.
Right.
And I remember just downloading like crazy, bro. I downloaded the world, man. I had like great internet where I was at, and I was just downloading, just putting it all together, like, you know, my sets and everything like that back then. So yeah, I just started with that little digital setup.
So digital for you, because I was gonna be my next question, like, because music is changed to pretty much all digital, right? But you got DJs who still like their classic shit, analog or their turntables and the records. I still go to some sets and see DJs up there with their records and their crates. So that was my next question. What do you prefer, digital now or like the old school style? But I guess you prefer digital. That's
for me, because again, I didn't grow up in that vinyl environment like that. Like I said, for me, it was always digital. I mean, I have vinyl, but I like when I watch vinyl players, for the most part, not all of them, but a lot of them, they kind of have, you know, similar sets. You know what I mean? But my brain just doesn't work like that. Like I gotta like, every time you hear me play, if anybody comes out to ever see me play, like you're gonna hear some tracks that are familiar because, you know, it is what it is. But I like to just kind of throw in that here, there, song here. It's always a different set. You know, I try to do different sets as much as I can. But I know vinyl, it's kind of like you gotta kind of ride that tightrope, you know, to a point. You know what I mean? And not everybody, but for most. But for me, like I just like throwing in different stuff, and you know, you might hear some crazy wild shit like when I play a digital, because you could just bend and twist and do different things, you know.
Right.
So yeah, for me, it's always gonna be digital. Yeah,
I'm the same way. You know, I come from that school. You know what I mean? But I really like you would enjoy the digital, admire it, because like you said, you could pull from anywhere. You know what I mean? And just dig it up right there, opposed to in that crate, you only have so much stuff. You know what I mean? And like you said, you could just dig from anywhere. You know what I mean? People want to hear this or that, or you want to go this way. You could take it there. You know what I mean? So that's
yeah.
a beautiful thing. How about when you do mix or when you do sets? Do you have a specific type playlist in mind, or like you said, you pull from everywhere, go with the crowd? Do you know what type of crowd you're gonna have? Like, how do you adapt to things when you DJ?
Yeah, that's a great question. So when I first started doing the house stuff, like I was in bars, clubs doing that. And so there I would design a set that's just gonna mow the house down. Like there's no chick coming up and blowing your whole set. Like, you know what I mean? There was no it was a request hour, you know what I mean? So
Right.
and the DJs that I played with, they pretty much had security everywhere. So it was like anybody even came up thinking about, requests, is like you're getting bopped out right there.
Right.
So back then I would just roll with, that one set and just mow it down, hour and a half set, boom. Now it could be anything. Like I'm definitely playing off the crowd. Like for the crowds that I'm playing for right now, it's more of a little bit older of a crowd, my age crowd, talking
Right.
like, 30 and up or so. So I'm
Right.
playing a lot of funk. I'm playing a lot of 80s. I'm playing a lot of, I love the hip hop, like the old school hip hop. I'm playing like disco. I'm playing all kinds of, circus disco. So, but I'm just going off the crowd, man. If I see that, OG right there, the glasses on and the Pendleton, like I already know, like, all right, we're going some gangster shit,
Right.
or we're gonna hit some funk. And once I see the elbows up, I'm like, all right, here we go.
Right. I got him. You said I got him. I got
Yeah.
him.
But yeah, I mean, I like the challenge, bro. But when I first started, though, like I said, like it was, you're nervous. You know what I mean? Like you just don't really know what's gonna happen. But now I kind of embraced it. Like when I see a girl or I see someone, the way they're dressed, I'm like, oh, let me try this, let me try that. So, and then once you see
Right.
it and you know where they're going, it's like, all right, cool. I got that set planned out. I know where I'm going from here.
Right.
And that's to me, that's like the best feeling as a DJ when you start seeing everyone just kind of go with the flow and like, so I mean that's like the best part right there.
Right. Right. What's your what would you say would be like your what's the word I'm looking for? Like set or place like you would want to play or DJ at, man, that you want to mark off your list. Like, man, I would love to play here or do a set here or get down over here. You know what I mean? Is there a place or is there a set that you would like to scratch off your to-do list?
Probably You're Not Down. I mean, that crowd right there, You're Not Down. Like I would just mow that crowd down right there. Like they wouldn't
Right.
even know what hit them right there. You're Not Down would probably be the first one. I would always love to play the Whiskey. I don't even know if they have, DJs like that, but I would love to play the Whiskey, Hollywood, anywhere on
Right.
the strip would be cool.
Right.
But really, like You're Not Down. That kind of right now for what I'm playing right now, that would probably be like right up my alley because I'm playing, like I said, the 80s funk, the old school hip hop, the funk, all that stuff that they're playing right there. Like I would just murder that crowd right there. Yeah.
Right. What are some monumental plays or places that you played at thus far that I mean, whether they're monumental or monumental to you? You know what I mean? Like, what are some places you have played that you really enjoyed or like memorable to you?
I I would say the biggest club I played was the Yoast. I did that years back playing house, and that was like a New Year's show. That was probably like the biggest club I've played. Um, I think the funnest place I've ever played was honestly some backyard boogies I played. I've just like been amazing. But I would say like for me, like when I first started, really it was Sharky's, Sharky's in HB, Main Street. Like that place was always popping. That place was always like on fire. Like the
Right.
crowd was there. You got the babes, you got the drugs, you got the beers, you got knuckleheads, you got everybody right there just ready to rage, on any given night, really. So those start where I
Right.
started was like amazing. And I always shout out to Mo DJ. I mean, if there's anybody that sees this interview, man, Mo DJ, he passed away. God bless his soul, man. But this guy was amazing, man. This dude, he was like my favorite DJ. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I met this dude and he gave me my shot there. And this dude was just amazing, man. The way he played, which is back to back, just bangers, like all night. Most humblest dude, and he was
Right.
a big deal in HB. And he gave me the love to like open up for him. And like I said, those nights were just unreal, man. Like, just unreal nights. Just, I mean, from start to finish, like, I mean, it was just insane right there. So yeah,
Right.
those are some of my favorite venues for sure.
Dope. When you do, like, say, like, man, what do you, well, let me ask you this. What do you think about the DJs of today? Cause see, you've been DJing for a minute. There's a lot of new DJs, new styles, youngsters coming up. Do you think people are carrying on are keeping it up the traditional, the love for the DJs? You know what I mean? Because I think it's went back. It started with the DJs. If you know hip hop, if you know how this music goes and stuff. Started with the DJs. I think it has come back to the DJs now. What do you think?
I think it's way back. Like, I mean, the thing is, what's really changed, and it really started like when I started, like I said, the whole digital movement. So now there's acapellas, now there's instrumentals. Like, when I first started with my cousin, it was like that's what we wanted to do. We were trying to build. I don't know if you've heard the Avalanches. I don't know if you've ever heard that group, the Avalanches. If anybody checks that group out, like what they were doing was just like, I mean, it was like mind blowing. They were taking like 60,000 records to make one record. So they're taking
Wow.
samples, they're taking instrumentals, they're taking movie clips, they were taking everything and just mashing it into like one big remix. So
Right.
when I first started, and back then, me and my cousin were trying to do this together. We did make a mix. It was like the craziest mix ever, but it was taking movies and samples and everything in one. And so now that stuff is available like on any track. Like, you
Right.
can go on YouTube right now, download a track, take out the vocals, take out the bass line, take out the freaking maracas. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so insane. So I feel like at this point, like, DJing is really gone to the next step, and it's only getting better. The equipment is getting better. I mean, like, I see that you use like, digital graphics and things like that. Like, all this stuff is being used by the DJ, man. Like, it's all coming together in a really beautiful way. So I would definitely say that DJing is definitely, a big part of the culture right now. And it's a lot of the people that are coming up and using these tools are making it better and better. Because you're hearing like even digital songs like Snoop Dogg from 1920, you know what I mean, singing like
Right.
like some polka song or something. It's like, what? Like,
Right.
so it's definitely gone to the next level for sure.
What is your take on like speaking on like the digital stuff and where it's animation and all this? What's your take on like the AI thing that is coming to the game? Because it's came into the DJ space as well. You know
For
what I mean?
sure.
What's your take on that?
I love it, man. Like I said, I use it every day. And like I said, like I
Oh,
just
okay.
mentioned, I use digital stuff like every day. So if you guys go onto like my YouTube, I just dropped a mix. I mean, that's AI right there. It's not AI as far as like make the track for me, because I'm definitely making the track, but it is pulling vocals out. I'm taking instrumentals. I'm using tools to make this track work together. And I'm doing it by hand, but there's no way that I can get like a master ace vocal and pull it apart. You know what I mean? So if you hear some of these songs, it's like I'm taking that song, I'm using AI to pull that master ace vocal out. I'm taking that sugar-free vocal out. I'm adding it to this track or that track. So if you hear these remixes I'm making, I mean, it's all AI, you know what I mean? And that's what we were looking for back then. That's what we were trying to get back then. Those samples, those vocal tracks, is you could only very few are available, and they all sound like garbage. So now it's like all that stuff is
Right.
just AI is amazing. And I do the Santana show. Like, I'm the person behind the graphics for Santana. I'm the person that does the sound for Santana. So I'm using AI nonstop to like create those graphics, to create those visuals for that show. So AI for me
Right.
is huge. It's a game changer, like big time. Yeah.
Wow, you're hipping me to some shit, bro. Because I tap in a little bit with AI, but not heavy, and
Mhm.
especially not on the DJ space. So I wasn't really too hip to a lot of it because I don't tap into it a lot. But man, you're gonna make me tap into it.
Yeah, so like I said, like the tracks that I'm making right now, like I said, there's multiple tracks that I have. I'm putting out mixes as we speak. I just put one out today, put one
Right,
out like a month ago, hip hop. But that's all digital. I'm using programs that are pulling out that vocal, pulling out those drums, pulling out, the bass, pulling out the piano, just to get those vocals, and
right,
then cutting it up on my own, cutting everything up, laying it out on every track, and just really bring in, like, there's so many songs, like there's songs on the mix I just dropped today. If you hear those songs, you're like, that song's cool, like I love that song. And then you'll hear Tupac on it and you're like, what? Or you hear Sugar Free on it, like, what? Snoop Dogg,
right.
what? Nate Dogg. Like, if Nate Dogg was really on that track, I mean, that shit would have been on Power 106, you know what I mean? Like, for sure, because these are hits, but they're hits now
Right.
with them.
Right. Facts. That's dope. And we have his links right here in the description. We're gonna keep posting his links so you can tap into Universal Soul's YouTube page and check out those mixes. Man, I was listening to a little bit earlier. I'm gonna tap into some more, man. But everyone can go out there and check out his YouTube channel, please, and tap in, subscribe, like, leave comments, support the homie on his mixes, man. Do you when you do mixes, I know you say you're not too much a lot into requests, but do you take maybe if people leave comments or say I want to hear something like this or anything like this, do you cater to any of your YouTube subscribers?
Um, Not really, because a lot of this is musical, bro. Like a lot of it is what I'm doing is, again, yes, I'm using the AI, but I'm like, okay, I hear a track, I love that track, and then I'm like, what vocal works with that?
Right,
What's in that key? What's in that? So that's kind of what I'm doing. So if you guys listen back, you'll hear it. Like you'll be like, is that really the song, or am I tripping right now? You know what I mean? Or is this a remix I never heard of? Like so, and I'm labeling them like, hey, this is my remix. And there's been other people that have dropped some stuff that I've cut up and things like that, but that's their mix. But and
right,
I'll label their who it is, who did that remix. But that's what
right.
I'm after right now. I'm trying to create like my own little remixes, and that's it's all through AI, man, and it's a game changer for any DJ like myself that's like that's doing it. It just gives you like another version, another vision of a song.
Right. AI has some incredible songs. Like I hear some stuff, man, it just blows me away. And I'm like, wow, or how they remake a song or recreate it, you know what I mean, with a different voice and sound. And some of this
Yeah,
stuff is incredible. And then some of these groups, like you you never heard of, when you hear them first, you'll be like, man, you you would think it's a group you heard of before, like some oldies or some funk. Like, man,
yeah.
who is that? And it's really AI, someone you never heard of, but they recreated incredibly. You know what I mean? So that shit is incredible.
Yeah, my friend is doing like straight up AI tracks. Like he's putting together like house tracks, and that's a whole different thing. I'm not doing that. Like that's crazy though. Like yeah, what you're saying, like the Snoop Dogg in like 1920, and then
Right,
like the Tupac doing like a reggae song. It's like, oh, what the hell? Like those are cool.
right,
And I think eventually, I mean, if it's already happening now, but I think eventually, those tracks are going to be so good that people won't they're gonna be like, this is just part of our culture now, like this is a Tupac track. It's not really Tupac. It sounds exactly like him. It says things that he would say, but it's
right,
like a polka song, and we're bumping
right,
it. But it is
right,
what it is. Like I think that's eventually gonna happen, just kind of where it's going. It just sounds so good. And my friend was like, well, I'm just using the AI just to kind of get the track out. I'm like, he's like, I'm gonna eventually like build it myself. I'm like, bro, AI is so crazy right now, like the compression on the vocals, the like the compression on the song, the bass, like it's so perfect.
yeah,
Like if you try to break it down, like not even Dr. Dre could replace that. You know what I mean? Like, and I love Dr. Dre, but there's no
right,
way. Like the amount of AI is it's so perfected on the sound like not any producer. It almost sounds like a professional producer has done it. So to break it down, like why even do it? It's impossible.
Right. And this may be something I want to ask, maybe a dumb question, but when it comes to this AI stuff and how they're recreating this music and making the music, like you said, getting the sound of like a Dr. Dre, who's probably one of the best to do it. Not even on production, but just sound. Dr. Dre has that sound quality, right? Like,
Right.
yeah, impeccable. How does what do you I mean, how is a when you say AI, we know initially what it is and all this, but coming to the music and all this, how is this like I said, it may be a dumb question, but how is this stuff being created this way and so incredible?
Yeah, from my understanding, from what my friend is saying, is that he's using websites to, hey, I want a reggae song, and I
Right,
want it to talk about this, and so it'll kind of lay out the song, it'll lay out pieces, and so he's kind of like cutting up the pieces and then putting it as a song. Then he's coming back and writing
right,
the song. Well, what do you want the song to be about? Oh, I want it to be about my lady. All right, cool. So you write the lyrics or you give it like a thing, and it'll kind of AI will kind of just put it all together. Next thing you know, he's got like, 5 or 6 verses. He's got 3 or 4 choruses, and he's just kind of cutting them and putting them all together. But the sound is like so perfect. I mean, again, AI is just, it knows what basically we want. You know what I mean? Like we know, like when we hear a hit, when we hear like a Dr. Dre hit, like we know. When we hear that, what I mean? It's like, oh, what I mean? We just go
right,
crazy over it. We hear that sub, we hear
right,
that specific kick, we hear that specific snare, we hear those vocals that we like, in the background, the chick singing on the Death Row song.
right, right,
That's it knows, like, okay, this is like the most popular song in this genre, and I know that this is what most people are liking, and I'm gonna put it all together through AI. It's just AI is just so smart like that, you know what I mean? So when I
yeah.
hear his tracks back, I mean, it's like, holy smokes, like that's what he's like. Well, I'm gonna recreate this. I'm like, you're not gonna recreate that. You can't. It's too advanced.
Right. And what do you think? Because I've heard actually, my next question I was going to ask, what do you think? Well, now let me, before I ask that, I just try to ask these questions before I forget. But let me go back to what you mentioned a minute ago, about how eventually people would just accept, you know what I mean, what it is and appreciate it more. Because do you think it would get to that, or how long do you think it would? Obviously, we probably have no choice. But what do you think is going to be the hardest part? Because I think people now are still it because it came so fast, even though we were hearing about it, but it started coming and coming and coming. I think people are still, even me, like I used to be a little hesitant, like when I play some stuff or someone would ask for something to play and I know it would be AI, and I'd be like, I don't know, you know what I mean, because it's almost like you're not respecting it as much, but like you said, the music is so good, you know what I mean. So how do you think that will uh um you know what I mean, eventually get in people's mind that, man, this is AI, but this shit is dope, and I appreciate it and I like it, because I don't think people have gotten to that point yet.
Well, if I take it back to, like, most perfect example, man, Tupac. I mean, he was like the first, like, in a
Okay,
way, AI, because he was dead, but they were still dropping albums and people were accepting it. Like, you knew, like, it just didn't really
right,
sound right, but it sounded good
right,
enough. It's still Pac.
right,
And so I think
right. That's a
people,
good point. That's a good point.
yeah,
Go ahead.
people accepted it. I mean, I really didn't accept it much. I mean, there were some jams here and there that just, musically worked, and they were cool, but you just knew it was like snippets, like there was, oh, that was a hard line right there, oh, and they
Right,
ran with it. So I feel like people accept it. I think at the end of the day, what, there's artists doing it now, but it's going to start off, I would say, well, if it already has, where, man, I need that beat. I need that fire beat. I need it now. And I ain't waiting for no producer to produce it, because I don't know any musical stuff like that, right? If you're the hip hop artist that's there and like, man, I'm waiting on a producer to produce this, banger, you know, Dre Day hit, you know what I mean? That's never gonna come, and I gotta pay this guy 20 G's to do it. It's like,
right,
well, why don't I just go to AI and tell it what I want? Well, I want a stomper. I want that corrupt beat. I want that DJ Quick, flute. I want that DJ Quick guitar. I want that I want that sound, and it'll create it like that. And you
Right,
got
right,
that beat. And so I feel like people, I mean, we're talking around the corner, man. Like if it's already here. Like if you can create that beat and you slap your vocals on it, you're good to go. The only thing I think
right,
that
right,
AI is struggling with right now, at least for my friend, from what his explanation is, what AI is struggling right now, it doesn't know, it doesn't, at least at this point, I feel like it doesn't understand like verse, chorus, bridge, back to the chorus, outro. So what it's doing is like verse, killer, verse, chorus, and then maybe a bridge, but it's like not right. But once it understands, like, hey, what we want is verse, chorus, outro, boom, done. When it
right.
understands that, yeah, I mean, I think everybody will be on board with it, and it's always interesting to hear like what Biggie would do on it. It's always interesting to hear what, like, whatever rapper that's passed away, you know, whoever, like people just want to hear it and they're going to give it a shot, and if it sounds cool, you know, people accept it.
Right, right. Well, speaking like, cause you're speaking from a production standpoint, and that
Yeah.
that makes me think like, speaking of Dre and all these people, I've actually heard some producers embracing it. But what do you think when someone like a Dre, for instance, who is a stomp down producer day one and put so much into his production? Do you think producers appreciate AI, or do you think that they're thinking that's taking from their craft? You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely, I would say it's definitely taken for their craft, but like I know I've heard like I seen like articles with like Kanye, he's talking about it, he's using AI. And I think it's just, again, it's just to get to that point. It's just to get to like, all right, I need this drum, but I don't want to layer it 5 times. And I'm going to just take the AI drums and just lay down an idea and use it for their advantage. Like, I just need drums. I need a sweet bass line. All right, that sounds cool. I'm going to lay some vocals on it. And maybe I just use the AI bass line, AI drums, because I ain't got the guy and I don't feel like building them. It's a lot of work, man. So I feel like a lot of producers are probably definitely using it now. Again, because a
Right.
lot of the equipment is just isn't in existence anymore. Like a lot of these studios, like how many producers that are out there right now don't have access to that studio, don't have access to Dr. Dre's studio. They're in their
Right.
bedroom, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, hey, I'm gonna slap together some beats. I'm gonna sell them, and it's only a one take shot. You know what I mean? So whatever beat I have, it can't be duplicated. So like every like
Right.
what I do with Santana when I make these visuals, it's like every picture that you see, that's it. I mean, it's a one pop shot. You know what I mean? And if it's magic, it's magic. If it's crap, it's crap. So I think it's the same thing there. Like, hey, I'm gonna use this to my advantage because I ain't got the cash, I ain't got the studio, I ain't got the mics, whatever it is. And I definitely, a lot of people don't have the skill. I don't have the
Right.
skill. I
Right.
don't have the
And,
skill to put together this artwork, bro. I wish I did.
right. 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 And going back to like Drake, because and I think either way, this shit is inevitable because we go back to like speaking on production now, but even music and how studios were and how people now can create their own music, like you said, in their bedroom, and they don't need a studio. So much has changed the music, and I think it's just a part of what it is. So even me asking that question, I'm sure Dre knows, anyone else knows. It's just the evolution of how things work. You know what I mean? And like you said, it's just what it is now. You
Yeah,
know.
and I think for him, like if I came to Dr. Dre and I was just this guy putting together a bunch of AI beats, I think he'd laugh in my face. I'm pretty sure he'd laugh in my face. And but for the person, but it's like what goes through my heart like all the time, and I'm pretty sure you're the same way. It's like when you're playing music for folks, it's like people don't take this stuff so much seriously as we do. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like to
Right.
him, Dr. Dre would laugh in my face, but for the average listener, they wouldn't even know it's, you know what I mean? They wouldn't even know it's AI. They'd just be like, that's a banger. I'll rock that in my I'll
Right.
rock I'll rock that in my Lolo. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna bump this till the sun goes down right now. You know what I'm saying? So but to him, yeah, trust me, I love what Dr. Dre does. You could, like you said, you could hear that production. You know, when you hear a Dr. Dre track, you're hearing those little bells and whistles, the twinkles, the whistles, the shine that he puts on a track. And his production is like amazing, but he just has that ear. But for the average listener, you know, that they just want to hear a banger. You know what I mean?
That's a fact. That's a fact. But speaking like still on the AI thing, production, right? We're speaking mainly from a production standpoint, but how the AI, like I was speaking on earlier, how it creates music and artists and groups and how do you think people will eventually accept that? Because it's one thing to hear it and that shit is hard, fire, but like sometimes I think too, what has been a kind of a pushback for AI, even with me, when I hear even incredible groups they put together or artists, I'm like, damn, that sounds good. But you can't really put a real face to the music. So that's my issue with it sometimes, I think, with the people. So eventually when the music starts coming from AI artists, how is that going to be accepted? Or how are people going to intercept that? Like, okay, this shit is hard, but I can't put a real face to this person. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where we connect with the artist a lot. You know what I mean? Personally.
Yeah. So again, like that's kind of what I just mentioned right now is like me and you grew up in an era where, like for me, like growing up, I love when I was a little kid, bro, it was all about crisscross. You know what I mean? Like crisscross was like, whoa, if we got backwards clothes, like, oh my God, I'm going to school, man. Like I feel like I knew them, you know what I mean? I feel like everyone was rocking that, you know, like, and that's our era. Like we loved artists for the things that they brought to the table. Whether it was lyrics, whether it was style, whether it was beats, we as our generation grew up, even before us grew up like, yo, that's Ozzy, bro. That's freaking Led Zeppelin. That's the Doors. That's a certain style that like, oh man, they just connect with me. I connect with them. But nowadays, it's just different. Like the new era coming up, it's just a little bit different. Like they don't really give a fuck about that shit. They just, all I care about is getting high. If the song bangs, I'm banging it. And I'm not everybody's like that, but I feel like a lot of people just, hey man, if the song bangs, I'm rocking it. I don't care. It sounds good to me. I'm drinking tonight. I'm smoking tonight, and I'm enjoying it. But for us, yeah, like we had to have the CD art, you know, the album art, you know, all that had to be on point. Your lyrics had to be on point. Like, you had to come hard back in the day. Like you had to be a different style. Now, most rappers sound pretty much the same. Auto-tune, same type of beat. It's on the grid. There's no groove to it. You know, we were growing up with that funk. You know what I mean? Like we had that DJ Quick funk. You know, and some of the old school funk was, you know, and obviously in all the West Coast stuff. So we had that groove. Like, oh, this is a banger. But now it's like pretty much everything's like real on the grid. There's no real swing to it. It's just kind of, you know,
it's whack. Now I don't want to say that. I don't want to be disrespectful, but I just mean as a whole, like you said, when we know how we come up, the sounds different, personality, individuality was a must. And like you said, we don't have that now. Everything sounds the same, and I think that's part of the reason why, even though hip hop it grew and grew and grew and was the number one genre for many years, but as you see now, is taking a real big dip. You know what I mean? And we don't have really, as far as these youngsters, it's besides like Kendrick, what he did was amazing. You know what I'm saying? But still, as a whole, we don't have much like, you know, with these youngsters, and it's kind of taking a dip recently. You know what I mean? Because I think it's gotten out of hand. Really, the youngsters that we see, everyone's going crazy, right? The lifestyles are mixing up too much with the art. You know what I mean? And we're just not getting that good music anymore. Do you think it will get back eventually to that, or what do you think?
I think it's there. I really think it's there. Like I ain't gonna lie, man. Like I haven't listened to all your music, but I listened to the song that you came out recently, played it. And it's like people like yourself, you know, obviously from that era, you're keeping that alive. And there's a lot of hip hop people out there that are keeping that genre alive, but they just don't get the love. Right. So you know, there's a lot of bands out there. There's a lot of soul groups out there. There's a lot of people putting together really, really good music. But we as as fans, as DJs, as people, got to put it out there, because you don't know how many times, man, I'll play like a modern soul song, and some veterano roll up, be like, "Doc, like what song is that? Like I never heard that." It's like, man, I'm like, where was I at this whole time? Like, bro, this came out like 2 weeks ago. It was like, I was like, what? You know what I mean? Like, it sounds like the '60s, but it's right now. You know. So it really comes down to us as listeners to look out for those bands and put them out there and hype them up, you know, because there are a lot of good hip hop dudes. There's a lot of good rappers. There's so much out there, but we just got to help each other put it out there, you know, all together. And I think if we do that, you know, this will bring back hip hop. And
Right.
I'm not saying that you know, the new stuff is cool. It has a place. You know what I mean? That stuff right there. You know, little kids do their little dances and all that stuff to it, and it's their thing. And it's not terrible, but it's just for them. You know, just like hip hop back in our day. Like my parents are like, that shit's garbage. You know, yeah, it's got the sick beat. You know, but that's just garbage. You know, it's the same thing for us. You know.
You're right. You're right, and I'm glad you're totally right. A lot of stuff is just not for us. It's going to be for the youngsters, or it's their time. That's what they do. Like you said, every generation has their own thing that the elders or someone else is not going to understand, and that's their thing. But I'm glad that you did what you did. Just mention was incredible. Is that it is a lot of great groups out there, bands, artists, rappers, singers. Like you said, it's just, and I think I need to read, because when I said that, I was mainly speaking on a mainstream level, the stuff you're going to hear on the radio and the stuff they promote and push out there. You know what I mean? But under the surface, it is a lot of great artists, bands, people that are doing great music. And that's another great thing about the internet and stuff, is that we can go and find these people, you know what I mean, and pull them up. And like you said, it's up to us, the DJs or the people who do music or put music out there, is to promote these artists. You know what I mean? So you're right. I'm glad you said that. It is a lot of great artists out there, man, under the surface, making great music,
Great music.
making shit that's classic. And like you said, you'll hear it and be like, damn, that sounds like something old, and it's something new. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And another thing too, and again, this is coming from a DJ, bro. Like, you know, people want to hear the same song. You know what I'm saying? And I there's a time and a place. You know, when the crowd's rocking, you play the hits, right? We don't need to tussle about that. But there's some things that even as a fan, even as a dancer or a person that's just coming to the club, like, you know, when the DJ throws something in, just give them a little love, you know, man. That's something a little different, you know, or, you know, maybe expand your mind a little bit. It ain't all about, you know, like, ain't no fun every 5 seconds. You know what I mean? Like, that's a great track. It's the best track ever written. But it's like, you know, you're gonna hear it, but like, you know, open up your mind to something a little bit different sometimes. You know, that's coming from me, but it'll never happen.
That's what I like about my brother, the big homie Tweed, man. Tweed is gonna play those shit like you know, it sounds familiar, or the band is familiar, but it's gonna be that B-side hit, or that shit like you don't hear every day on the radio and all that. You'll be like, damn, that could have been on the radio. To this day, I hear some tracks, I'll be like, damn, I love this group, and I never even heard this song. You know what I mean? And this shit is incredible.
No, you know? That's what it's about. Like that to me as a person who loves music, like I love when a DJ gets up and they play some stuff. Again, hits, you need the hits, but those little sprinkles here and there is what can really separate you. Like, you know, like damn, I never heard that. Like you said, like, oh, I know the voice, but I never heard this song, or I didn't hear it, like I never heard it in that way mixed. Like, oh, like, and that's what I love about music. Like, I love to be enlightened. Same thing. Like I said, I do the Santana show. A lot of those dudes are bringing in tracks that like people just have not heard. And so I love to be enlightened. I love to be like, holy smokes. It's like, I don't even know what that is. But like, I'm just going to sit back and enjoy it. You know, that's what music's about. You know what I mean? Just learning and you know, finding new gems. Like, that's what it's all about right there.
You're totally right. And I'm the same way, man. I love to hear shit that like I have not heard before, or maybe I haven't heard in a minute, or know I've heard before. Like, and it's just like your ears are just fucking excited. Yeah. You know what I mean? When you hear something, it's just like, damn, that's hard. You know what I mean? And then, you know, you almost want to ask what, but you know, that's a secret. You don't ask a DJ. Sometimes he don't like to give away his jump. What's that? You know what I mean? I can't put it out there. I'll let you know on the side. You know what I mean? But So DJs like to keep their
Yeah.
their gems and secrets, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I'm like you, I love to hear just great shit that I haven't heard, or just some new sound, or some shit that just blows me away, opposed to just the regular old hits. You love that, but you want to hear some shit that's just gonna blow your socks off. You feel me?
Yeah. Well, yeah, again, that's what turned me on to Santana Soul Radio, man, because like I said, a lot of the stuff that he was playing was unheard of, untapped
Right.
oldies. And I had to meet that guy, because I was on a mission, bro. Like, when I heard that, my cousin sat me down and was like, bro, you gotta listen to this show. This show's gonna blow your panties off. I was like, no, it
Right.
ain't, because it's gonna be some Art LeBeau stuff. It's gonna be like your basic oldies. Let me hear it. Play it for me.
Right.
I'm gonna hold my root beer right now. He played it for me. The whole show, 3-hour, 4-hour show, whatever it was, I think I recognized like 5 songs. Wow. I was like, oh my God. I had to meet that guy, bro. I had to meet this guy, because he was just playing just straight flames like a whole night, and that's what I love. Like, I love it. And we call it, all my friends, when we call it, like, when there's like a song that we don't know, we call it blue facing. And that's basically hitting that Shazam, you know what I mean? Hit the Shazam, the blue of Shazam, and your face is like this, and your face turns blue. Like, don't be blue facing my shit, bro. Don't be standing behind me blue facing over there, bro. Because I'm playing some fire, that's basically what it is.
Right. Dope. And speaking of, I was gonna get to that next, but man, let's talk about Santana Soul Radio, man. Like me as well. Once I got hip to them, I'm like, man, this shit is incredible. I don't even know how I've been missing it all this time. It came on my feed one time, and then I got familiar with them, and then other people I knew were familiar with them, and then I started tapping in and connecting with them as well, man. And man, that's a great show right there, a group of DJs and all that. Tell us about that whole get down right there.
Man, like I said, man, when I got turned on to Santana Soul Radio, the story is, man, my cousin put me onto that. I was looking for stuff like that. Like I said, just previously, it's like I'm always looking for new stuff, and I was looking for that music, but I could never find it. It was not on YouTube. Right. It was not available. And me and my cousin, like I said, when we first started out, we were looking for that music, but we just couldn't find it. The farthest we get was like the Escorts, the basic stuff, Billy Stewart stuff, But when I heard that channel, it blew my panties off. Like, and I don't even wear panties, but it blew them off. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, oh my God. Like, and then the craziest thing happened. This happened like a few weeks later, because I didn't know where they were located at. I thought for some reason they were located like in Saugus or something. I don't know. He kept saying Flood Ranch. I'm like, Flood Ranch?
Right.
So I was like, where the hell is that at? And then next thing you know, man, I had a cousin that played on the show. So I was like half asleep in my house, and I hear his name, and I'm like, what? First off, this guy has no records. There's no way, because we're DJs and we're DJing all the family parties. This guy never once, we DJ at his house. He never once came out and was like, yo, I got all these records, blah, blah. So I'm listening to the show, and they're like, oh, Little Hank's on, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what? I turn it on. He's on. So I'm like, oh my God. So I called him the next day. I'm like, bro, where does that guy live, man? Where does he live? He's like, oh, he's in Santa Fe Springs. I go, oh my, I'm like, I gotta, and then they had like a little event. I went to the event, met Santana. We hit it off, because again, it was just unbelievable to me that he had his own station.
Right.
He was doing his own station. So I was like, bro, I want to do that, but I want to do all this music, And so I met him. We just hit it off, bro. Like, we hit it off. We became good friends. He supported me and my channel. He supported, I supported him, whatever events that he was doing. And I always wanted to be a part of that channel somehow, some way. So, we kind of talked about it, and he was doing it on Mixler. Like I said, just a little digital channel, nothing crazy.
Right.
I was like, we got to bring it to YouTube. We got to bring it to life. People need to hear this music. This was his, like, he does it for his father. His father had the kind of same thing going on as a kid, where he would just have people come over, slap some records. And so he's continuing that, like, that legacy, of having the party and people over. I mean, that's what just gets his what gets him, you know, happy, you know, just
Right.
having that bash. So like, if you guys ever want to come out to a show, man, hit him up. But we have like a good time, man. Like everyone comes in, they bring the fire, you know, they're playing $1,000 records and you know, $25 records, $1,000 records,
That's
$5,000 records. Like it's just amazing. But they're just playing stuff that's really, man, a lot of that music is just demos. It's like demos from like back South Carolina. Guy cut like 100, 5 of them exist, and the guy got it.
right.
And it's like, what? You know, and so it's just an amazing show, man. If you guys check it out, I do the graphics, I help him do the sound. He's had that channel for about I think we've been going on YouTube for a little bit over a year, maybe. We're getting about a year. But he's been doing the show for like 15 years and he knows everybody. I mean, he's got like just that's like home base for a lot of people, a lot of spinners, man, that have that music. I mean,
right.
that's an amazing channel. He's an amazing person. He's got a show tomorrow. If you guys are in Paris, he's gonna be at like that train depot, and he's gonna play some records. I'm gonna go out there and kind of help out. But yeah, man, that's an amazing show. If you guys can check it out, follow.
Got the link right there in the chat, right there. Go tap into Santana Soul Radio. Incredible too, man. And like he said, like if you're not familiar with what they do, they bring different DJs, you know, come in together and spin, you know what I mean? And you get to see different DJs and how they get down as well. But it's all, like you said, classic records and shit you've never heard of for the most part.
Like, it's just crazy, man. The collectors that he has on there just, I mean, it's just
mind-blowing. Santa Fe. I work in Santa Fe Springs, so man, and we've been talking. So I would love to come check them out as well.
Yeah, dude, I told him about you. I was like, man, I mean, again, the beautiful thing about that whole thing is it reminds me of how I grew up. Like when I go to Santana's house, it's a family vibe. And my family, my grandpa was like that, where like everyone just goes to the pad after a Friday night. You know, we're getting pedos, freaking barfing in the back. We're grabbing a taco. We're listening to some jams. We're telling our lady, you know, giving her an excuse. I ain't coming home. Like it's like all that is like in one, you know. And it's just that vibe, you know. And you can't really explain it. It's just in the moment type of thing. And the music is just like it's just a big part of it. But really, it's the hospitality of Santana and his family. Just, I mean, we've had just people hit us up like, hey, can I go? I live here. Give me directions. I'll roll. We're like, come on down, you know. You know, don't bring no brass knuckles, don't bring no weapons, you know what I mean? Just come here, have a good time, drink a beer, shut the fuck up, and you know, grab a taco, bro. That's basically what it is, you know. That's the rules.
That's dope, man. I definitely got to pull up over there one day, man. And
for sure, bro. We would love to have you there, man. Like I think you would love it right there. Everyone's just having a good time and there's no drama. Like I said, it's the hospitality of his family is something that's, to me, is really what makes that whole thing work, you know? Like they're just so, again, his whole family, I'm talking his daughters, sons, everybody is just so welcoming. And if anybody's been there that knows, like you just feel at home, you know?
Right. That's a beautiful thing, man. That's the vibes I love, man. And that's why I love people like him, man, and the channel, and just bringing good vibes, man, and good people together, enjoying good music, man. That's really what it's all about, man. You know, you work all week or whatever you do, you just want to be able to kick back, man, and enjoy yourself when you're enjoying some grooves, some nice music, good people, good vibe. You know, that's what it's about. And music is our life. You know, it's a soundtrack to our life, man. You know what I mean? So music is everything to me. I'm sure to you as well, you know?
Oh yeah. Like I can't live without music, man. Like that's one thing, like I said, I'll always be a DJ because I just love finding new music. And I'm still stuck in that 90s. I'm still stuck in that, but it's just that music just speaks to me, you know, like I just love that vibe. I'm always looking for like 90s R&B, you know. I'll always be a DJ just because I love finding new stuff. I love the new stuff coming out. I love the house music. I love all that stuff. So, I mean, I'll always be a DJ at heart, you know.
That part. Tell us what you got coming up in the future. What's in the future for DJ Universoul Groove?
Well, right now, the biggest focus for me is just trying to put out these videos. Like I said, I put one out today, just for the show here because I knew I was gonna. I had put one out. I put like a hip hop one, like a gangster hip hop one. These are some of the mixes I was talking about that I created. But my goal right now is to just put together, um, you know, mixes. These tracks that I'm using, I'm cutting everything up. I'm adding spins to like familiar songs that you may know. But my goal right
Right,
now is putting out content there. Obviously Santana Soul Radio is, just growing really, really fast.
right,
And so I'm just doing like I said, I'm doing the sound for him. I'm doing the graphics for him. So all the stuff that you see like on his channel is basically from me. And then he's bringing all the spinners. He's got the studio. He's got all that stuff. So that's really the big focus. I do shows with Soto Band. Soto Band is pretty big in like Santa Fe Springs, Norwalk area. So I DJ for them, when they need me. And
right.
so, doing my thing, man. And I might get back
You
into
got.
the interview space,
I,
too.
I'm gonna tap in with you on the side too. You gotta let me know some spots you know you're gonna be at and all that because I'm in the area, man. So I love to
Yeah.
pop up on you, man, and check you out, man. So we gotta tap into that too. I would love to come pop up on you one day and check you out, man. I'm in the
Yeah,
area.
hell yeah. I would love. I see that you're at the Hey Love stuff, man. Like, those dudes are, they're close to Santana. I played at Hey Love a few
Yeah,
times. Like, he's real generous with the spot, back in the day when he had that. I don't know if you remember, he had that like low key spot, like the office that he
yeah, he goes
had.
way back. Yeah, he goes way back. He goes way
Yeah.
back. You know, he's been having some issues lately, but they say got some new spots coming up. So yeah,
Yeah.
I love to support what he has going on for sure. The Hey Love guys, much love to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, and just people doing it like that, man. Good stuff, good vibes, good people. I love shit like that, man, because like you said, this is what we come up on, and this is what we still love, man. And that's what I love about our culture, and I love about LA that we keep that culture alive. You know what I'm saying? So it's always in the air. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
can find it.
Yeah, you definitely find it. And again, it's all about us, man. It's all about the people that you tune into your show. Like I noticed in the crowd, like you're chatting, everybody, like everyone's cool, man. Everyone's chilling. Everyone's, enjoying the music. And it's all about us, man, keeping this culture alive, and the things that you do, like I'm real critical, bro, on a lot of things. But what the things that I see that you're doing is amazing, bro. Like you got the whole show, you got the vibe, you have the West Coast Wednesdays, you got the Sundays, like that's a lot of work, man. And I think a lot of people, they need to show you some love, bro, more than what you're getting, because it's
Thank
a
you,
lot of freaking work, man, that what you do. And I know it is. And
thank you.
I appreciate what you do, man. Like that's why I tune into the channel. When I see it pop up, I always got to tune in, throw some comments.
Man, I really appreciate that, man. I really that makes me feel, bro, because like you said, it is a lot of work what we do. Some people don't even know, but again, we do this for the love. So it's like, regardless, we do it for the love. So we take those extra, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All this shit that comes with it because we do it for the love, man. And like you said, this is just my lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. You know what I mean? It's a whole lifestyle. So yeah, thank you, man. Thank you for that, bro.
Yeah, for sure, man. I appreciate your show. I appreciate all the people that tuned in today too, and been tuning into your show. I mean, it means a lot to me to have me on, man, and that I could spotlight the things that I do and the thing that Santana's doing. Like that's big to me, man, because I know out of this interview and the people that are watching, they're gonna tune into his stuff, man. Like I mean, it's life changing. It changed my life. His show changed my life for sure, and it changed it for the good. So I'm hoping that we'll do the same for others.
That part. So yeah, people, please tap in. Like I said, we got the links. Didi been putting the links in the chat. The whole show, it'll be in the description. After the show, check out Santana Soul Radio. Also check out my guy right here, DJ Universoul Groove. Like he just said, he just put together a couple new mixes. You guys go check out his YouTube channel. Follow him on IG. He's on TikTok, all the platforms. Man, he's there, man. Anything else you want to let the people know, homie? Anything we didn't speak about? Anything you want to promote or let the people know?
Yeah, just the on my YouTube channel, man. I interviewed pretty much the whole modern soul who's who of modern soul. So I interviewed all those artists. Check them out. We're talking about like Joey Quinones. I'm talking about like Mariah Avila, uh,
Oh,
Monica Rocha, Bobby Orosa, the Escapers. Uh, I mean, the list goes on. The Los Yesterdays. I interviewed all those guys, put all that stuff together. Santana Soul Radio, interviewed him. There's some DJs I interviewed on there as well. Go support them. But if you go on that channel, man, there's a lot of content on my YouTube. So I got the interviews there. Check those out. I got mixes there. Check those out. And hopefully I'll get back into the interview stuff, man, because that was something that I loved doing, was doing the interviews and learning about people. That was, you know, that I love. So, you know, but check that out.
Dope. Make sure you check my guy out, man. Incredible, man. And everything you're doing as well, man. I want to salute you as well, man, for just keeping the shit alive, man. Everything you do, man, is incredible. To help you the work you put in with Santana, the stuff you're doing, and just continuing to create, man, and want to create more shit, man. You know what I mean? Because it's like a never-ending grind, man, in this music, man. You know what I mean? Trying to just keeping it going, man. You know, so thank you for doing what you do, bro, and thank you for coming on my platform, man. It's really been an honor, bro.
Much appreciated, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man. DJ Universoul Groove live on the G-Lew Show. Make sure again you go check them out. Links are in the chat. Check out Santana Soul Radio as well. They're gonna come on the show soon. We're gonna make that happen. So
you gotta have him on, bro. His story is incredible, man. Like, yeah, you gotta have Santana on, man. He's awesome, bro. He's a good friend of mine, man. And he would just his interview would be amazing on this for sure.
Actually, we talked about it, so we got to really make it happen now and put it in his ear as well, man. Let's go ahead and make this.
Man. I told him, like, you got to hit up G-Lew, man. He's a good dude, man. He's got a good show. It'd be awesome to get you guys together.
Yeah, so shout out to you, bro, and shout out to my boy Pomona Soul Sounds too. That's my guy too. Make sure you guys check him out. Yeah, man. But great conversation, man. Thank you again, man. For joining me, man. This Friday night, man. Taking out time of your schedule, bro, to come on here. Really appreciate it. Talking good shit and good music and just love. And that's what we do, man. Universoul Groove once again on the G-Lew Show. Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. This is what we do. Again, everyone, shout out to everyone in the chat tonight. Thank you for the love. I see Big Spanks. I see Amanda. What's up, girl? Where you been? Keisha, much love. Miss Trish. Who else is out there? Gracie, what up, Gracie? Our homie Smokey Califas. Shout out to my producer, Didi Hairston. Anyone else? Denise Castillo. Everyone in the chat, man. If I missed you, my bad, my apologies. But thank you for joining us tonight. Another great episode of Friday Night Live. Friday interviews is what we do. We're here every Friday night. Make sure you check us out. Also, check us out tomorrow night. We'll be back. I think Didi's off, but we got Lena Lokes with R&B Soul. And we'll be back Sunday night for Oldies Rule Forever. I am G-Lew. That's the homie Universoul Groove. And we out of here, man. Everyone have a blessed weekend. Peace and love.